Pete, you said Kasim?
Mm-hmm.
Kasim.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of USL Championship Soccer from AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis 901 FC seeks their first ever home pitch win as this afternoon they take on Birmingham Legion. And on this rainy Saturday afternoon in downtown Memphis, we want to welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Pete Pranica alongside J.J. Greer. For Memphis, the goal shortage has been prolonged and pronounced. We can talk about finishing in the final third all we want, but you've got to create opportunities. What does Memphis have to do this afternoon?
Absolutely, Pete. I think clean distribution and overall playmaking ability is extremely important coming out of the midfield with Adam Najim and Cam Lindley forming that partnership, which takes time, right? They only have a handful of games together. If they can form that partnership, Pete, and get service into Jochen Graf in good spots, I think this team can really maybe turn the season around.
For Birmingham Legion, they have struggled to score goals from time to time, but a guy who has never struggled, it seems, Chandler Hoffman. His ability to put the ball in the back of the net, exceptional.
Yeah, Pete, this guy, he can really score goals in bunches. He only has one goal this season, but don't let that fool you. This guy is the third highest goal scorer in league history with over 60 career goals, or 60, right on the money, actually. I played with him in 2015 in Colorado Springs and witnessed firsthand his striker's mentality and how clinical he can be.
Well, for Memphis, Jochen Graf, we're just starting to see how special a player he can be. You talk about being technical. He's not overly athletic, maybe sneakily so, but he can put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, Pete, sneakily so is a good way to put it. His first two steps are extremely sharp and quick. He can get into really good spots. His recent signing out of New York Cosmos, 2017, had a great season with 11 goals. If 901 FC can, once again, if they can get him into good spots, I think he can finish and really turn the season around offensively.
Memphis trying to get their first ever home pitch win this afternoon as they take on Birmingham Legion. When we come back, we'll give you the starting 11 and kick off this afternoon's match between Memphis and Birmingham. Tim Howard. It is a tradition here in Memphis that a guitar gets smashed prior to the start of a Memphis 901 FC match, and a minority owner of the franchise who considers Memphis home and one of the best goalkeepers in U.S. soccer history.
Absolutely. As you see Tim Howard smashing the guitar there, saying rock on to the Bluff City Mafia as the fireworks go off. In the rain, dress suit, dress pants on, kid on. He doesn't care. He's here. He's ready to party. He wants to see 3 points for 901 FC.
For Birmingham, they have 10 points, 3-1-3, a negative goal differential. But you look up top, Prosper Kasim, 2 goals. He's created more chances for Birmingham than any other player. And, of course, you talked about Chandler Hoffman being very good up top. Jeff Caldwell back in goal for Memphis 901 FC. Sat out the last game, and Scott Levine was in net. But we're looking for big things from Rashawn Dolly, particularly for Memphis. As you look at Tom Sohn, had been a scout for the Columbus Crew after 4 seasons as an assistant and an interim head coach with the New England Revolution. And he also knows what it is to build a program from the ground up. He did it with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Meanwhile, Tim Mulqueen, he said, we are positively gutted that we have not been able to score more goals in front of a very appreciative home audience. And you can see some people still lingering in the concourses as the rain continues to fall. No thunderstorms in the forecast, but I think you can look for a steady rain throughout the afternoon here in downtown Memphis. And of course, if you're familiar with Memphis at all, you know that this is Beale Street Music Fest weekend, and it traditionally rains. The tradition continues. The tradition continues yet again, but you can see people all over as we kick off here. The people all over downtown Memphis just enjoying it, getting out in the rain, enjoying good music, and hopefully some good soccer tonight. Memphis in their dark blue kits and Birmingham in their away whites. Memphis 1-6-2 on the season. But in talking with Tim Mulqueen earlier this week during training, he said quite simply, look, you get a result here, you take on a Hartford team that has struggled mightily next weekend. If you can get 6 points over the next 2 weeks, you're right back in the mix. Yeah, you're right back in contention. I think, the 901 FC has been down a bit, but, a couple results here and there as we have a little action here. Trying to send it into Jochen Graf. Graf making his 3rd appearance and 2nd start for Memphis after being acquired from the New York Cosmos, wearing the number 28 shirt. He will certainly be one of the targets for Adam Najem and 901 FC. Yeah, Pete, as you were saying before, a couple results here and there. If you can pick up 6 quick points or, go on a string of games, you're right back in contention. And this season is all of a sudden turned around. Abdi Mohammed plays it back to Jeff Caldwell. And Mark Birch with the flashy orange boots. He leads Memphis with 2 goals on the year, but the offensive lack of production has been huge, and Jochen Graf is a guy that Tim Mulqueen really thinks can address that. Yeah, he came in. I don't want to call him an emergency signing necessarily, but, 901 FC definitely needed a boost in the attack, and Jochen Graf was available, and credit to Andrew Bell and Craig Unger and Coach Mulqueen and staff on designating Jochen Graf as a potential signing and getting him here. Najem outdueled for the ball. Muckett chasing for Memphis, but Birmingham will concede a throw here in the 3rd minute. For Memphis, Leston Paul will not play today. He's out with a hand injury. Both these teams, JJ, playing on very, very short rest, basically both with 3 matches in the span of a week as this ball is played forward to Dolly, but the offside flag is up. Yeah, quick turnaround for both teams. 901 FC has a little bit of we can call it a 24-hour advantage as they played on Tuesday, and Birmingham Legion's last game was on Wednesday against Red Bulls. That was a tough result for them, but you know what? There's going to be no sympathy for either team, right? You got to go out, you got to compete, in the rain and pick up points. You see Trevor Spangenberg, the keeper for Birmingham this afternoon, making just his 2nd start of the season. You referenced the loss to Red Bulls 2, a 5-0 decision. Najem taken down. We play on. Memphis trying to shape up an attack here. Muckett along the left side. Muckett dispossessed And a hard challenge there. Opoku, wearing the number 27 shirt for Birmingham, gives it away to Cameron Lindley. And Lindley's another guy, JJ, I think we'll talk about throughout the course of the match. Another signing on loan from Orlando City Soccer Club and very familiar with Tim Mulqueen.
Yeah, Cameron is an extremely talented young player. I think he was another great pickup that that the staff designated could really give a boost to I don't want to see. And that's exactly what he's done. You know, he needs to form a partnership with Adam Najim in the middle and get service to Jochen Graf, so this team can hopefully start putting, for Nine ONC, can start putting some goals up on the board.
Memphis trying to build some possession here. Muckett in the center of the park plays back to Birch and trying to establish that chemistry, particularly difficult when you do play 3 matches in the course of the week. On Thursday morning when 901 trained, a lot of the guys that you would see in the starting 11 were just sitting around on the pitch on foam rollers. They weren't loafing, they were recovering.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier. You know, when you have Mark Birch, you know, a 35-year-old veteran of 13 years, a professional soccer experience.
Graf with the back heel.
Decent idea there by Jochen Graf, as you see Adam Najim driving forward. But yeah, to your point, you know, a guy like Mark Birch, you know, we know what he can do. You know, the team, the Coach Mulqueen knows what he can do. At this point, you know, midweek, it's about recovery.
Not only has Memphis played a condensed schedule, they have played a very tough schedule with 6 of their opponents in the top 15 in the USL Power Rankings.
Yeah, tough, very tough opponent as they played the champions Louisville City FC earlier this week, who's just a top class and in my opinion still the best team in the league, Pete. You see Birmingham driving forward, but that's why it's so important to pick up points in games like this and in games against Hartford, you know, maybe some of the newer expansion sides.
This ball sent into the far post and then headed out by Sharpie.
Yeah, decent ball in there from Eric Avila, my former teammate from 2017 with the Phoenix Rising. Interesting to see him at right back. I always saw him as more of an attacking player when I played against him in training, but very talented technical player, as you see at the bottom of your screen, at right back for Birmingham Legion.
Birch gets a head on it for Memphis. This ball played wide. Muhammad able to get there and has to play it back to Caldwell.
Yeah, you gotta take really good careful of the ball. As you see, Jeff Caldwell places out of bounds. You know, when you as you see in a replay here, a really cheeky back heel attempt from Jochen Graf, trying to get on the same page as Adam Najim, can't quite make it, but that could have been a goal scoring opportunity. But yeah, Pete, as I was saying, you know, these backward passes, you got to be really careful with the weather out here and the slick pitch. You know, you want everything to be sharp.
That ball played to an open area, and Sharpie will track it down for Memphis. Memphis only 1 home goal on the season. That came in a 1-1 draw against Loudoun United. This ball intended for Graf, but headed away by Birmingham. Legion, despite 3 victories, a -5 goal differential. And that will be a Memphis throw.
Not a bad start here, Pete, from either team. I think both teams are feeling each other out, having some decent possession of the ball here. Really good entry ball there from Cam Lindley, and as Adam Najim sprays the ball out wide. But a decent start from both sides so far, really feeling each other out.
Sharpie linking up with Najim. Lindley. Muckett.
Fantastic ball in there.
Is it too far for Muhammad? Good thought, but a bit too much pace on the ball for Muhammad to run it down.
Very good thought in there from Cam Lindley. You see him starting to dictate the pace of this game at sitting in kind of that number 6 position. Great ball in there, but maybe that might be a bit of the weather, Pete, on this slick surface, and the ball just ran out of bounds on him.
I was going to ask you, as a former player, when you have this steady rain, pitch is in really, really good shape, how does that change the way that the ball reacts when it's struck on the ground?
Absolutely. I mean, as you can see, the pitch, as you said, the pitch looks awesome. The pitch is great. You know, the ball's going to move a lot faster. You just have to adjust to it. A lot of teams prefer that, like a wet surface. Even when it's not raining, a lot of teams will wet the surface before the game anyway, just so that ball can move quick.
Take away by Tristan Hodge for Memphis. Dolly. Sliding tackle and possession remaining with Memphis. Muhammad trying to target Graff with the throw.
Wow.
And a foul called on Memphis.
No, I think it's just a throw, and Pete, it looked like it should have been a foul, potentially on the Birmingham Legion center back there. That might have been Kusera. As you see, yeah, just whacks Joachim Graff right in the leg there. Our referee Eric Tattersall didn't see anything.
Najem. Again, Memphis trying to get it to Graff as much as possible. Najem tracking this down, but losing possession back to Birmingham.
Yeah, good bit of work there by Wes Sharpie on that right-hand side. Combining him nice with Adam Najem, trying to get service into Joachim Graff. That's what you want to see as Birmingham gets drives forward on the counterattack.
Birmingham going wide. Forced to play it back against the defensive Dan Metzger. Nice takeaway. Graff into the area, right-footed strike, and that is deflected, and it will be a corner kick for Memphis in the 10th minute.
Decent opportunity right there. It's really good work from Joachim Graff, as you can see on that counterattack. As we talked about before, Pete, you can see him square up his defender and really burst forward with that sneaky athleticism we talked about. Quick first couple steps. Ended up being a really good challenge in the end by Tyler Turner.
Cameron Lindley, 21 years of age, from Carmel, Indiana, a homegrown player for the Chicago Fire. Sends it far post and headed away by Birmingham.
Looks like we have a foul called potentially on 901 FC. Good ball in there from Cam Lindley. He's got really, really good service, Pete. He's a dead ball specialist, which is very interesting and great to see from a young player. Typically, older players are designated to be over set pieces, but you can see the technical ability of Cam Lindley.
Spangenberg, who had been loaned to Birmingham from the New England Revolution, restarting. And speaking of MLS, Brian Wright and J.J. Williams, who has a team-high 2 goals for Birmingham, they have been recalled to MLS duty. This is a Birmingham team that has also struggled. They have been shut out 4 times this season in 2 of their last 3 matches.
Yeah, Pete, it's tough as an expansion side of clicking. That's one of the hardest things to do, is to be able to click offensively. Defensively, a lot of times you can do. As you can see Rashawn Dolly here fouling Kyle Fisher on that play. But yeah, when you're an expansion side, you know, it's hard to, not often will teams just click right away offensively.
So look at Tom Sohn. Also had a great run with DC United at the MLS level. Muckett heading it forward. And possession won by Memphis.
Good win in there from Abdi Mohammed to pick up that second ball.
Najem starts his run, flares it out. Sharpie, ball in. Najem attempting the bicycle kick, and a shot just over the top of the bar off the boot of Muckett.
Really decent idea by Muckett. Elected to go for finesse to try to whip that ball into the back post. I think that was a very smart play not to try to power that ball through. Just place it a little bit high. As you can see the replay here. Really cheeky attempt at a finish there. Might have had Spangenberg beat, but it was always going over the bar. Great opportunity there as you get a really good look, field level, for the Dwayne Muckett opportunity.
Muckett, 23 years of age. Came into today's match with 9 shots, 1 of them on target, has an assist. Very nearly had his first goal for Memphis 901.
Yeah, great opportunity there, but once again, you don't want to start that same old story of not be able to hit the target, because good teams, they'll eventually figure it out. Chandler Hoffman, if he gets opportunities, he's probably going to score them.
And this ball sent in too deeply from Kyle Culbertson. Get a look at Jeff Caldwell. 1 clean sheet. He's conceded 10. Save percentage right around 62%. Birmingham trying to set up an attack here. Flared wide, dangerous opportunity here. Muhammad with a splendid tackle, taking it away from Daigo Kobayashi.
Really good tackle there from Abdi Muhammad. Kind of dangerous as Opoku hits it again. Sails this one over the bar. It ended up being a good last-ditch challenge by Abdi Muhammad, but you got to be careful there, Pete. If the attacking player chooses to go down on that play, you know, he puts a lot of pressure on Eric Tattersall to potentially make a call.
You use the adjective cheeky. I would say cheeky challenge by Muhammad.
Absolutely. He got it right. He had to in that position.
Caldwell slips off the restart, and a foul called on Memphis. Birmingham, good shape here. Hoffman wearing the number 9 shirt. Now in the give back, flipped out by Kasim, and that shot is going to be easily saved by Caldwell. Not a whole lot of pace on that from Kasim, who was looking for his 3rd goal of the season.
Yeah, really good combination play in there from Chandler Hoffman and Kasim. Kasim wanted to get that on his left foot. He's got a very good left foot. He probably had an opportunity to hit that beat with his right foot, but tried to be cheeky and cut it back onto his left foot. Probably took a little bit too much time on that play.
Hoffman outdueled by Hodge. Muckett wins the ball off the head, and this one played back by Kyle Fisher to his keeper Spangenberg.
Yeah, Spangenberg wanted nothing to do with that beat. Wet balls back here. You got to be really careful with the positions that you put your goalkeeper in. A lot of times, you know, if they're receiving pressure and the field is wet, they're not going to want to fool around with it back there.
Muckett going wide, but intercepted by Culbertson. Both teams with early opportunities here now in the 16th minute of play. Najem. Metzger trying to make his way. And the cross, not a good one, and Graf not going to be able to get there.
Yeah, you can see 901 FC, they have some numbers forward, but it was pretty stagnant in the box, inside the 18-yard box there. If there's not service into the box, Pete, you got to, it's what you call, you got to recycle your run. You can't just stay in the same spot. You got to keep moving in the box and give your wide players options.
Avila with the throw in for Birmingham. Birmingham had a 4-match unbeaten streak with 3 wins and a draw snapped in their defeat to Red Bull 2. And in that match, they were down just 1-0 at halftime, and the second half they caved defensively.
Yeah, I think you saw in that last game, Rashawn Dolly, it's an opportunity here.
Dolly wide.
Decent effort by Rashawn Dolly there. Joachim Graf wants a tip. And it looks like, no, he just missed the target on that play. As you can see here, Rashawn Dolly at a pretty wide angle. Gets decent contact, but not on target. Which, once again, you know, if you don't hit the targets, it's hard. Unless you get an own goal, get a deflection, it's hard to score that way. But yeah, to your point, Pete, the last game for Birmingham Legion, it was very tough against Red Bulls, getting beat 5-0. They were only down 1-0 at half, but that relentless Red Bulls 2 pressure eventually caught up with them.
Memphis with 2 shots, neither of them on target. And a Memphis foul as Kasim went down. Prosper Kasim, native of Ghana, 22 years of age, has created more chances for Tom Sohn's side than anyone else.
Yeah, Kasim's a very talented player. He's played at a high level in Europe, in Sweden's top division, the Allsvenskan. Really talented player. Kasim already has a game-winning goal this season. Got a very technical, very silky left foot.
Kyle Culbertson stands over the restart. Played last year with St. Louis in USL Championship.
See Eric Tattersall telling Jochen Graf to take a couple steps back on that nice line that he drew.
And Eric Tattersall blows his whistle. Eric Tattersall is our referee, assisted by Walter Heatherly and Matthew Rodman. Laura Woliski is our fourth official this afternoon.
A lot of conversation here going on with our head official, Eric Tattersall. Not sure really what that was about. Usually if a referee talks to people, some cards are going to be shown.
Kobayashi sending it in, headed out by Hodge for Memphis. Kobayashi with possession. Kasim slips, and now edge of the area, an opportunity here, and a shot blocked. Hoffman got the foot on it, and Memphis blocks it out, so it'll be a corner kick, the first of the afternoon for Birmingham.
Excellent run there from Kobayashi, zigging and zagging, slides, cuts the ball back across to Chandler Hoffman. All he needs is a touch beat, as you can see. That ball is heading for a corner. Great defensive play there by 901 FC.
Hodge got the block shot. It'll be Kobayashi. Culbertson. Kobayashi goes far post, and that goes wide.
Really good ball whipped in there from Kobayashi. You can see that was they've worked on that set piece from the training ground, played it short in there, and then whipped in a really nice ball to the back post. Opoku almost got his foot on it. Looked like Jeff Caldwell was there, but that would he put Jeff Caldwell in a very interesting position there. Luckily for 901 FC, that ball sails out of bounds.
Opoku on season-long loan from the Columbus Crew, so obviously familiar with Tom Sohn, who had been a scout for the Crew before taking on leadership of Birmingham Legion. And a Memphis foul. Cameron Lindley not agreeing with the decision of Eric Tattersall.
You can see Birmingham Legion start to get a little bit more of a foothold in this game, Pete. Starting to get some more possession, starting to put some shots on goal.
Birmingham credited with 2 shots. Birch playing it for Muhammad.
Dangerous ball there from Birch, but he's got the skill, the technical ability to be able to hit that crossfield ball basically in his own 18. Only a veteran and a skilled veteran at that would try that pass.
Sharpie trying to link with Metzger. Held by Dolly into the 22nd minute here at AutoZone Park. Sent far post, attacking or intending for Graf.
Great ball in there from Dan Metzger. You can see Jochen Graf sticking his hand up. He wants the ball. He wants service. That's great to see. You just want him to maybe get a little bit more movement in the box, and him and Rashawn Dolly up top recycle their runs, start to have some entertaining runs.
Graf, back heel, muck it, trying to cross it and couldn't link up with Najim, and that will roll out for a Birmingham throw. And we're seeing some very entertaining soccer on both sides, getting opportunities early.
Yeah, you're getting a good look at Jochen Graf to see what he can do. He looks to be a back heel expert, Pete. That's the second back heel in a row that's been right on the money. Dwayne Muckett trying to lay that ball off, maybe one pass too many in the box, but good bit of play there from 901 FC.
Graf outdueled by Harivo, but held by Najim. Metzger missing the connection with Najim.
Yeah.
901 turns it over.
Yeah, that pass just off the money there. As you can see, this will lead to a bit of a Birmingham Legion counterattack.
Avila, and that goes down the touchline, and a whistle and a foul called on Opoku.
Yeah, Opoku bailed out Tristan Hodge on that play. Could have been a very dangerous play there, Pete.
Because Birmingham had a good counterattack off the change of possession. Yeah, I would say that it was a bailout for 901.
Yeah. Cheeky pass there from Eric Avila.
Intercepted there by Hodge. Najim playing a long ball forward. Groff onto it into the 18.
Good entry ball in there from Adam Najim. You can see the pace on Jochen Groff. Those first 2 steps are very quick.
Lindley.
Ooh.
Into the area, chip, and not on goal.
What a ball from Cam Lindley.
Dolly. Najim.
Almost a no-look diagonal ball.
Muhammad sends it in. Far post, headed away by Culbertson. Nearly kept by Sharpie. Memphis putting extreme pressure on the Birmingham goal, but nothing finds the back of the net. And now a counterattack by the Legion. Cross blocked by Hodge.
No goals yet, Pete, as we're in the 25th minute. But very open, very entertaining game so far. You're seeing some beautiful passing, beautiful skill on display here.
Shots even at 3 aside. Still looking for our first shot on target.
Yeah, that was quite a ball there. No-look diagonal ball from Cam Lindley right onto, I think that might have been Dan Metzger's foot.
Culbertson running onto this. Serves. Off Opoku's foot. And now Caldwell will come out and play before the charge of Kassim.
Yeah, no-look diagonal right on Dan Metzger's foot. He's trying to make the extra pass again. Maybe if he could just put that on target. He's got the right idea, just couldn't execute on that pass.
Yeah, from our angle when he chipped, I wasn't sure if that was a cross or if he was actually trying to get it on frame.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a cross, trying to play that ball perfectly into Jochen Groff's feet. But when you're in that position, Pete, you're in the 6-yard box. You might as well go in and hit the ball.
Fisher back to play for Birmingham.
You see a few players slipping out there. The field looks in great condition, but you can see that it's slick out there, so that could potentially be a game changer for one of these teams.
Now the rain continues to fall. Kobayashi, his jersey tugged by Graff. As we remind you, Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com.
Yeah, Jochen Groff really needs to be careful on that. There's no sense of picking up a yellow card, you know, the 27th minute of the game at midfield, right? Pulling Daigo Kobayashi's jersey.
Lindley went down. He had an opportunity to win that ball. And again, this is a baseball park, as you can obviously see. So the outfield, they can't cover everything with the tarp. Dolly to the top of the 18 and couldn't get much pace on that, and may have taken a deflection off a Birmingham boot.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a yellow card on this play for Dan Metzger. Professional foul there from Dan Metzger. Yeah, on that last play, Dolly, he kind of killed the counterattack on there. You know, he had options, but he chose to just try to run straight down the middle of the Birmingham Legion defense. As you can see here, he has 4 players around him. If he can slip Jochen Groff in there, Cam Lindley in there to get a shot off, you know, maybe that could have been a better option.
So Metzger with yellow in the 27th minute of this scoreless match. Daniel Johnson over the restart for Birmingham. Light rain falling here in downtown Memphis at AutoZone Park. Memphis only points on their home pitch, a 1-1 draw with Loudoun United.
Bad giveaway there, right there by Daniel Johnson. Counterattack from 901 FC.
Lindley flares it out. Dolly. On far post, Lindley back to get it for 901. Muhammad dispossessed by Kobayashi and a Memphis throw.
I think 901 FC can really capitalize off of these bad giveaways from Birmingham Legion. It got Birmingham Legion into trouble earlier this week against Red Bulls. They capitalized off a couple goals off some really bad giveaways in their own half.
At the top of the telecast, we talked about the need for service and playmaking. Can Memphis get a service and get a ball into the net?
Yeah, there's been some fantastic service. To answer your question, Pete, there's been some fantastic service into the box. Now it's just about that finishing piece, that final piece, which Jochen Graf, he looks on his game today. He looks like he's ready. He looks like he's hungry. I think today, maybe it could be the day for 901 FC to bang in a couple goals at home.
Patient possession for Memphis. Graf, Najem.
Yeah, I think the pace and possession is right. I think Cam Lindley and Dan Metzger have done a really good job of controlling the pace of this game. Cam Lindley has been fantastic distributing the ball in the middle of the field, finding open players, no-look passes. He's really starting to settle into this team nicely.
Spangenberg, 28-year-old out of Valparaiso, Indiana, restarting for Birmingham.
Adam Najem as well, once again looking for Jochen Graf as he gives him the thumbs up. Adam Najem and Jochen Graf, they've really seemed like they're starting to form a nice partnership and getting Jochen Graf in some good positions.
Spangenberg trying to organize his mates. And a foul called on Sharpie as Culbertson goes down. And you want to know who's up, who's down, and where does your club sit? Well, you can find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. With J.J. Greer, Pete Pranica with you from rainy AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis. 0-0 into the half-hour mark of this match between these two expansion franchises in USL Championship Soccer. Bluff City Mafia and the Magic City Brigade both here. Muhammad off the giveaway.
Wants to get another giveaway.
Looks like Najem is down.
Yeah, hard challenge on there on Adam Najem. Wants to get another giveaway, Pete, from Birmingham Legion. 901 FC really needs to capitalize.
Graf trying to combine Sharpie, but the pass off his boot behind him. Culbertson clears for Birmingham.
Yeah, one of these opportunities, it needs to be put away for 901 FC. The Legion are literally giving 901 FC opportunities to score goals.
See Najem making his 8th start of the season.
Really good tackle in there from Najem to win that ball and spark that 901 FC attack.
You can see light rain continuing to fall. A lot of fans here, but they're hiding on the concourses, and a yellow card has been issued to Avila. Najem, very good distributor of the ball. Muckett. Birch. Played forward, targeting Graf. On the side of the ball, and Culbertson on the pickup. Now Kobayashi.
Fantastic pressure here from 901 FC, forcing Birmingham Legion to make mistakes in there. You can see Coach Tim Mulqueen definitely is taking a page out of the Red Bulls 2 book. You saw that they put 5 up on Birmingham Legion earlier this week. He figured, why don't we maybe employ some of those same tactics?
Abdi Muhammad. Najem. As usual, in the middle of everything for 901.
Cam Lindley spraying balls for fun in the middle of the field.
Muckett. Najem with a chip trying to get it to Muhammad, but headed away by Kobayashi.
Some beautiful soccer being played here on this rainy afternoon. Adam Najem and Cam Lindley both pulling the strings in the middle of the field. As you can see on this replay, cheeky ball here. He just sticks his foot into the ground. Good play from Daiko Kobayashi. Looks like there might have been an offside call, so it'll be Birmingham Legion free kick. Some good ideas, Pete, here in the first 33 minutes of this game. You got to think maybe are we trying to be a little too cute? I know we want to play good soccer. We have some really good, creative, technical players, but at some point you just got to hit shots on target and see what can happen, right, in this rainy weather.
Well, as 901 trained on Thursday, and now here's a giveaway Dolly, but he then is dispossessed by Fisher. One of the things that Tim Mulqueen was very adamant about is now Lindley is down and in distress. Throughout training, there was one word that you could hear throughout the training session: simple, simple. Don't try to complicate things.
I don't know how our center official, Eric Tattersall, is giving the ball to Birmingham Legion and giving a card to Cam Lindley here when he got all ball, and it was actually Zach Haribo that kicked him. So a very interesting call here. As you can see, Cam Lindley protesting, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
As you can see on the replay here, good tackle. Maybe he wins the ball. Maybe he was showing his studs a bit there. So I can understand that if that's why he's giving Cam Lindley the yellow card. But he got all ball, and it was actually Haribo that kicked him.
Very marginal yellow given to Lindley.
But Pete Simple is right. We have some very creative players on 901 FC. But sometimes, you just got to brute force sometimes is the best way, especially when you're in the attacking third and goals haven't really come your way. Sometimes you just need to be direct and be simple.
And for Spangenberg, yes, he's a veteran, but this is just the second match in which he's played in goal for Birmingham.
Exactly. Wet conditions, rainy, tough conditions. Hasn't seen much action with the Legion. You got to test the goalkeeper.
Najem testing him there, making sure that he had to be on point in his clearance. And for two teams, as Kasim is dispossessed, for two teams that are playing their third match in basically a week span, there's been really, really good action. I thought maybe coming in both teams with a lack of training and rest and recovery, maybe they'd play back a little bit. That's not been the case. No, it's been a very open game, very entertaining so far. I think 901 FC has had the edge in this game, although Birmingham Legion have played well, but you got to give credit for that 901 FC back line for so far shutting down, limiting, besides one opportunity, good opportunity that Chandler Hoffman had, really limiting Prosper Kasim and Chandler Hoffman's chances. Kobayashi. Take down there. And Eric Tattersall says play on. And now a giveaway by Memphis. And an opportunity here. Birch with a nice sliding tackle wins it for Memphis and gets it to Sharpie. Fantastic tackle there from the captain, Mark Birch. Not only was it a great tackle, he also did a sweeping motion. It was a pass at the same time, keeping possession for his team. Birch, the MLS veteran, playing with, among other sides, the Colorado Rapids, Tim Howard's club. Yeah, without Mark Birch, Pete, on this team, I'm not sure where this team would be. He's leading the team right now from the back and from the front, being the leading goal scorer with 2 goals so far. Hopefully Jochen Graf can get on the score sheet here. Najem, long run. Muhammad. You can see Najem and Abdi Muhammad and other wide players are looking to get service into that box, but still a little bit stagnant from Rashawn Dolly and Jochen Graf. If they can just start to make those interchanging runs and switch their runs from near post to far post, it'll give those wide players for 901 FC a few more options and start to confuse that Birmingham Legion back line. Tristan Hodge playing it forward again, targeting Graf. Ball won by Avila. Unlucky there from Adam Najem as Zach Haribo places it through his legs. Kobayashi playing it wide. Culbertson. Good challenge by Sharpie. Fisher playing it forward, but then that flicked into touch, so a Memphis throw.
Good work rate in there from Joachim Graf to force Fisher into a pass. It ended up being a good pass, but when you start to pressure some of these Birmingham Legion defenders, you make them make mistakes.
Najem, nice ball. Graf saved and headed out by Culbertson.
What a fantastic ball in there to slip from Adam Najem to slip Joachim Graf through. Ended up being a fantastic save from Spangenberg in there. Joachim Graf getting a chance. That's what you want to see. You want to see him get in positions. As you see the replay here, great work rate from Joachim Graf to get in position. Eyes the goal here. Fantastic save from Spangenberg. You got to give him credit there.
So Memphis earning a quarter. And Joachim Graf, 29 years of age, from Double Oak, Texas. Far post. Hodge trying to get ahead on it. Possession retained by Metzger. His cross is headed out, but kept. And a shot from distance,
Whoa.
And it's a goal! A beautiful
Lindley.
strike by Cameron Lindley.
What a strike in there from Cam Lindley. 35 yards out, puts his foot through this ball. Spangenberg gets two hands on it, but not strong enough. What an incredible strike from Cam Lindley.
Cameron Lindley with the goal. That goal brought to you by Chick-fil-A Mid-South, and Memphis on the board. Too much pace for Spangenberg to handle.
Yeah, Pete, you saw that thing. As soon as it left his foot, it was knuckling, bending and dipping and doing all kinds of things. Spangenberg gets two hands on it, but not strong enough. This ball is slick. This ball's moving a lot. What an incredible strike. 35 yards out from Cam Lindley. What a first half he's having, Pete.
And so 901 FC with a lead.
As we said before, sometimes, you want to be cheeky. You want to have different kind of passes, but sometimes it's best to just shoot the ball, right? Be direct, be simple. Put that ball on target, see what can happen. And as you can see, Spangenberg, he got two hands on it, but couldn't keep it out of the back of the net.
Lindley played his collegiate soccer at North Carolina. Getting 901 on the board and with a lead and a home goal. Muhammad trying to add a second. Dolly running it down after the shot was initially blocked.
Yeah, 901 FC smelling blood now. Look, everybody's looking to get on the score sheet and hit balls from deep.
Nice ball played out here, but Spangenberg wins the race and is able to smother it now in the 42nd minute. So Lindley in the 40th minute. And the Bluff City Mafia and the drums continue to pound away as the rain continues to fall. Memphis with a takeaway. Najem, Muckett. Memphis trying to get some shape to their attack here. Dolly knocked away from behind by Daniel Johnson and picked up by Culbertson. Memphis' spacing that last attack was a bit off and hard to link up when you have that many players in a congested area.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want, if you're head coach Tim Mulqueen, I'm sure, he wants Rashawn Dolly to do a little bit better job of holding the ball up there, at least allowing some of those midfielders to join the attack and just be patient and move that ball around.
Coming up at halftime, Javier Cordovez says goodbye with his retirement, and Memphis' next opponent, Hartford, their home opener on tap tonight. Stats, highlights, and that one headed just wide.
Yeah, really good ball in there from Culbertson. 9 times out of 10, Chandler Hoffman finishes that. I've already said that once before, but you can see that he's a little bit off. These are chances that he typically finishes. Fortunate there for 901 FC to escape without conceding.
Hoffman with 60 goals in his USL career, the fastest USL player to rack up 50. Only one this season, had just 8 shots coming into today's match.
Yeah, sometimes as a striker, Pete, you can go through those rough patches where it can be tough, and he'll be upset. He's used to scoring goals week in and week out, so you got to think eventually that drought will end. We'll see if it's tonight.
Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Memphis 901 FC and then click on the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Let's get reminders on 901's next match. ESPN.com. Click follow for your club.
Excellent move in there from Dwayne Marquette. Little Iniesta chop in there to weave his way around the defender.
Najem. Muhammad at the edge of the 18.
Starting to see some of the flair from some of these players, letting their creativity show. A little bit looser now, 1-0 up.
Muhammad. Lindley with that blast in the 40th minute to give 901 the advantage.
Yeah, you saw the Legion players there at first they were backed off of Cam Lindley, then they realized who it was and quickly stepped up to put pressure on him. He can shoot from anywhere.
Ball intended for Dolly. He heads it in on goal, but saved by Spangenberg.
Decent effort there from Rashawn Dolly. Looks like we have an injury on the field here, Pete.
And there will be a substitution as Kyle Fisher comes out, and Joseph Holland, 26-year-old out of London, England, who played last season with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, will come in.
Yeah, you can see Kyle Fisher not pleased right there, having to come off in the first half. Never good, Pete, when somebody has to come out in the first half in general, and also when you have to take out a center back when you're 1-0 down.
Well, Fisher missed all of last year with a stress fracture. Not sure if this is somehow related. We'll not speculate on the injury, but he is out. And 1 minute of stoppage time will be added here as we hit the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, I've had some experience with a foot stress fracture, a Jones fracture of the fifth metatarsal. Not a fun thing. It didn't seem like it was a contact injury. So hopefully for him, it's not any problems with that stress fracture.
So Memphis, whose identity has been forged with stout defense, will rely on that, and hopefully a second goal. Metzger will concede the throw.
Yeah, Pete, I think there's definitely more goals in this game, potentially for both teams. Both teams are getting chances. It's an open game. We'll see who can finish off their chances.
Culbertson going to get a big run up on this throw. Sent in. Graff clears. But the ball won back by Daniel Johnson. Johnson giving it a lash, but that's blocked. Culbertson holds for Birmingham. Should be nearing the halftime whistle. Culbertson cleared by Hodge. But kept by Kobayashi, and there is our halftime whistle. One half in the books. Tim Mulqueen and Memphis 901 trying to deliver to their devoted fans a first ever home win. So far, so good. Cameron Lindley appearing in just his fourth match for Memphis, giving the home team a 1-0 lead in the 40th minute. We're back with halftime in a moment from AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 over the Legion 1-0.
Especially when you got Cam Lindley.
Halftime here at AutoZone Park, and Memphis 901 FC a 1-0 lead over Birmingham Legion. Welcome you into our broadcast booth at rainy AutoZone Park. Pete Pranica, JJ Greer, I should say. You know, it's so hard sometimes for a player to step away from the game they love, and Javier Cordovez into a situation where he needed to step away. How difficult is that to make that decision?
Well, it's very difficult, Pete. I mean, I stopped playing in 2017, but that was under my own volition, right? You know, it's especially different when you're forced out of the game. And I had the opportunity to speak briefly with Javier after one of the games earlier this year, actually during one of the games this year, and, you know, he was pretty devastated. But at the same time, you know, he's a very positive guy. He's a great guy. He's got a beautiful family. So, you know, I think, you know, I know in whatever endeavor he goes into in his next path, he'll do great as he was as a striker.
Let's take a look at this video of his goodbye.
Now Morton's coming up, it's headed and in.
Nodded back in, Sandoval is there, so is Hamilton, loose in front, it's Freighter! What a hit! New Mexico equalized in the dying moments, it's a hat-trick for Freighter! Unbelievable at the lab!
Juan Pablo Capa with a direct free kick, chips it, a goal! The equalizer for the captain!
Lomas in, Lomas! And how about North Carolina FC? Lomas with his 6th goal of the season.
Back to the goal scorer. Barnby will try again. And another.
That is absolutely world class. That is much harder than it looks to do.
Didi Traore. Oh my goodness, what a run. Didi Traore crosses. Didi Traore! It is a work of magnificence.
Well, if you want to watch the next Memphis 901 FC match on the road when they go to Hartford, you can watch it at our official pub partners. All those pizza pies, Silky O'Sullivan's, High Cotton Brewing Company, or the Crosstown Brewing Company, along with the Brass Door, Celtic Crossing, and Meddlesome Brewing Company. They are our pub partners. And we welcome you back to AutoZone Park. The rain has not dimmed the enthusiasm of the Bluff City Mafia. They have seen their side go up 1-0 on Birmingham Legion. As we take a look around the league, Memphis will next be at Hartford, and Hartford, they have started with their first 8 matches on the road. They have lost all 8, but they will be at home tonight to take on the Charlotte Independents, and then Indy 11 taking on North Carolina FC. 901 earning a draw with North Carolina earlier this season, but Indy earning a point despite playing with just 10 men against Tampa Bay on Wednesday. And then Memphis' next home meeting, they will take on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and they are on a 5-match undefeated streak, and they do a great job of, or not a great job, I should say, of creating chances. They've created just 53 a year, and they will be put to the test against Memphis's very stout back line. This is an afternoon match. A lot of the other action in MLS Championship coming up later on tonight. And here in Memphis, a 1-0 lead for the home side, out shooting the Legion 8-4. 3 of those 8 on goal. Better of possession, better of duels won. You said it earlier, JJ, this is a match that Memphis really does seem to have a good handle on. But right now it's just a 1-goal lead, as you see presented, our halftime match stats presented by Memphis Area Rideshare.
Yeah, I thought overall it was a fantastic job in the first half by 901 FC, capped off by that gorgeous 35-yard screamer from Cam Lindley. They've dominated possession, they've dominated shots, they're putting shots on goal this game, 3-0. Overall, I think head coach Tim Mulqueen has got to be very pleased with what his side has done in the first half.
He's got to be very pleased because the new guys, Jochen Graf, Cameron Lindley, have both figured prominently in the attack this afternoon. And we talked about it earlier. Cameron Lindley was with Orlando City of MLS when Tim Mulqueen was on the staff there. As we take a look at what Memphis has coming up. And this is why this match is so important for Memphis. If you can get 3 points this afternoon, then you go to a Hartford team that clearly has been struggling. If you could stack 6 points, don't want to get too far into the future, but if you could stack 6 points, now you get yourself back into the playoff conversation.
Yeah, you don't want to look too far in the into the future, but at the same time, you have to identify games where you should pick up points in. This game for 901 FC, I think, is a game. Birmingham Legion, I think this is a game where you can pick up 3 points, and at Hartford, a team that's winless so far, is another a game where I think you can pick up another 3 points.
Some of the many fans braving the rain here this afternoon at AutoZone Park. Home side a 1-0 lead. We're back with second half action in a moment from AutoZone Park. 901 FC trying for the first ever home pitch win. 1-0. Some happy fans among the Bluff City Mafia. A 1-0 lead for the home team. We talked about Jochen Graf and what he can mean for this 901 side, and he was an early target for Memphis. They really tried to get the ball to him. He did not put one in the back of the net, but he was certainly a target when we look at our first half highlights.
Absolutely. I thought, we talked about it before the game, that partnership of Jochen Graf, Adam Najim, and Cam Lindley, that forming that triangle kind of up the middle of the field. And right from the get-go, you saw Jochen Graf putting on his fancy shoes and back heels left and right. You see that sneaky bit of pace that he has at those first two steps, able to beat his defender. As you see here, a lovely chance from Dwayne Maquette trying to put that ball out wide. But overall, I thought it was a great first half from 901 FC, and that partnership of that attacking three for 901 FC did a great job.
Well, Memphis got shots on target. 7 of their shots came inside the 18. Very attack-minded this afternoon. That was just an exceptional ball that could not get on the end of. And Najim, I think, has been fantastic in the midfield and in distributing.
Absolutely. Adam Najim, as you can see, as you can see him slip in very cheekily, Jochen Graf on this play. Great save by Spangenberg. And with all those shots in the box, you know what, Pete? It came from a shot outside the box. It came from an absolute screamer from Cam Lindley, 35 yards out as he's pumping this crowd up, trying to get them to come outside the concourse and come celebrate with the team. But overall, just a fantastic display of football from 901 FC. And you talked about it before. Sometimes just the simple, direct play, brute force, might be the way to go in this rain.
Well, and Memphis, and we alluded to this earlier, JJ, they will rely on their defense. That is where they have established their identity. Tim Mulqueen said it's been a progression. We've gotten the defense in good order. The midfield is coming along, and the final third, that's the last piece of the puzzle. In the second half this year, Memphis has given up 5 goals in the second half. They've conceded 12 overall, but only 5 in the second half. The big issue is once you hit the 75-minute mark, that's when Memphis's defense has become compromised. So I would imagine we're going to see a lot more attacking from 901, trying to get that second goal.
Absolutely, yeah. There's only been 1 2-goal game for 901 FC so far this year, and they ended up surprisingly losing that game 3-2 to Red Bulls 2. But typically 901 FC very stout in defense, with Jeff Caldwell and Mark Birch leading that back line. I think you're absolutely right, Pete. If 901 FC can get multiple goals in this game, I think they have a great chance of earning 3 points.
Birch playing it forward, intended for Graf. Lindley, his goal in the 40th minute, the only marker we have so far. This is the 4th time this season when Memphis has scored first. It is the first time that they have led after 45 minutes this year. This is Opoku.
Fortunate deflection on that pass there for Opoku.
And a Birmingham foul. Called against Kasim.
Professional foul there from Kasim as he helps up Cam Lindley, trying to stop that counterattack from 901 FC.
Spangenberg has to come well away from the goal to handle that. Dolly was there in case there was a mishap.
Yeah, good awareness from Spangenberg to come off his line. You saw Rashawn Dolly start to open up that stride and really start picking those knees up. Good work rate in there from Rashawn Dolly.
Daniel Johnson with the distribution. Hoffman trying to turn.
Good start here from Birmingham Legion to get a little bit of possession on this ball, staying calm. They're only 1-0 down. Although I thought they got outplayed in the first half, it looks like head coach Tom Sohn has calmed his team down. He's a veteran. He's got some veterans on his team to come on the road here and try to get points.
Opoku. Good defensive work by Tristan Hodge, earning a Memphis throw. Remember, it wasn't all just a few days ago for Birmingham. They were down 1-0 at Red Bulls 2. Second half happened, and the roof fell in.
And 901 FC will look to replicate that, Pete. If they can, I think if they can put pressure on? No, they can't play exactly like Red Bulls too. That's a system that's been established over many years. They can't do exactly that, but I think if they can get a second, that could be an open invitation for a third and a fourth, and who knows how many goals to come in, and really be a coming out party for 901 FC and Jochen Graf and some of these new signings.
That one off the crossbar.
Jeff Caldwell had a lot to do on that play. I think the ball was going in as, here we go, Jochen Graf in open space.
Graf and Memphis on the counterattack. Another back heel. Najem along the touchline. Pushed down, and we play on.
Physical play in there.
Johnson head up with the distribution. Culbertson starts his run against Bucket. Intercepted. Daly with possession, but it goes out for a Birmingham throw. Quick restart for the Legion. Kobayashi now playing it back. Birmingham with a patient build-up. Culbertson flaring it wide. Kasim crosses. Deflected by Memphis. Muckett trying to clear. And now picked up by Sharpie.
You see both teams here allowing each other quite a bit, giving each other quite a bit of respect. Not a lot of high pressing right now at the beginning of this second half. I would say Birmingham Legion have really kind of taken advantage of that and had some meaningful, good possession in 901 FC's defensive third. As you can see Cam Lindley picking up where he left off in the first half, spraying balls for fun, dictating the pace of that midfield.
Dolly gives way to Sharpie. Ball too far in front of Sharpie.
Long touch there from Wes Sharpie. Pays for it. As you can see, Kazim whips in a ball. It ends up being a brilliant save from Jeff Caldwell. It's one of those shot crosses where Jeff Caldwell has to backpedal, gets a really good hand on it off the crossbar. That ball was going straight into the back of the net. Good awareness from Jeff Caldwell to be able to just get a hand on it and keep that ball at the back of the net.
Tim Mulqueen very happy Jeff Caldwell is 6'3" instead of 6'2".
Exactly.
Caldwell playing his collegiate soccer for the University of Virginia. ACC men's soccer, such a strong conference.
Absolutely, arguably the best conference in the nation for college soccer.
Muckett with the distribution. Muhammad sends it in and off the mark. Could not get Dolly onto the end of it.
Looked like there might have been some contact in there.
And that's the reason for the complaining from Rashawn Dolly.
You know, if you're Rashawn Dolly, you don't want to tell him to dive, but if a player's holding on to you, sometimes if you drop your body, if you're getting fouled, you might as well go down and force our referee Eric Tattersall to make a decision.
Culbertson had an arm lock.
Absolutely had an arm lock, Pete. If you're being fouled, if you go down to the box, Eric Tattersall, he's got to make a decision there.
Then Kobayashi also had an arm lock on Jochen Graf. So there's a lot of contact there. But it was a play on. Muckett. And Birch too heavy with the touch. Throw in for Daniel Johnson. And Birmingham Legion, an extra ball on the field. Culbertson now will throw. Birmingham with a 4-match unbeaten streak. That was ended at the hands of Red Bulls 5-0 earlier this week. Memphis, meanwhile, 0-3-1 here at AutoZone Park, trying for their first win in their navy blue kits. But a giveaway here. Kasim, double marked.
Strong play there from Kasim, turning defenders inside and out.
And now just outside the 18, flared wide, given back, Opoku. Muhammad clears for Memphis.
Yeah, Birmingham Legion taking a page out of 901 FC's former book of trying to be, you know, maybe a little bit too cute. A lot of passes inside the box. Sometimes, you know, you got to just shoot the ball, see what happens. But much better for Birmingham Legion to put pressure on 901 FC and really up the ante at the beginning of this second half.
Rematch between these two sides will be in Birmingham on August the 18th. As you look at Abdi Muhammad and is that Lindley?
Yeah, it looks like Cam Lindley is in some pain here. So you can see the athletic trainer just telling Coach McQueen to hold off on potentially finding a sub for him. Looks like he might have taken a little knock here. Looks like he's okay.
He went down in a heap and a bit of a in the first half.
You can see Prosper Kasim stepping on Cam Lindley's foot there. Can't tell if Kasim has on those metal studs, but that never feels good to get your foot stomped on by some cleats.
So he's going to go to the side for the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay. He'll wait for Eric Tattersall as Eric Tattersall waves him back on.
So Lindley back onto the pitch in the 55th minute. His goal in the 40th minute is how we got to this 1-0 scoreline. As pronounced as Memphis's offensive struggles have been, Birmingham in a similar situation. They've been shut out 4 times this season. Dali on a loose ball in space. Rashawn Dali crossing, settled. Lindley blocked. Muckett settles, right-footed. Kobayashi clearing for Birmingham. Memphis with a golden opportunity and unable to get a second.
Rashawn Dali had all the time in the world at the corner of the 18 all the way into the 6-yard box. It was a great run to hold up his run and get a position there, but at the same time, cut inside, you know, put it on your left foot.
Graf inside and wide with the shot.
Decent strike there from Jochen Graf. Can't put it on target, gets good power behind it, but yeah, Pete, a golden opportunity wasted from 901 FC. Rashawn Dali, you know, he's a great player. He's getting himself. He's doing brilliant to get in position for those chances. But at the same time, you got to strike the ball. You got to put the ball on target.
And Graf upset with himself. Too much pace, too much loft. And Ewan Grandison comes on, replacing Dan Metzger.
Good work in there from Dan Metzger. An early exit in the second half, but, you know, he's missed a few games. You know, probably still trying to find some of his game fitness. But overall, I thought him and Cam Lindley and Adam Najim did a great job and formed a nice partnership in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Metzger being back from injury has been a help, and Spangenberg comes out to play that. Grandison, 27 years of age, from Jamaica, playing soccer in Trinidad and Tobago. Light rain continues to fall. It's been falling since late morning here in Memphis. Trying a combination here. Birch will concede the throw to Birmingham.
Smart play there from Mark Birch, just clear it out. Looked like there might have been a little bit of a miscommunication between him and goalkeeper Jeff Caldwell, but Birch doing as a veteran should do and taking ownership and clearing that ball out of bounds and living to fight to another day looks to be 901 FC free kick.
Be sure to tune in on Wednesday, April the 30th for the ESPN USL Championship Game of the Week on ESPN3, featuring new expansion side Memphis 901 FC visiting two-time defending USL Cup champions Louisville City. Actually, that's past. That already happened.
Tough game down there in Louisville City. The champions, in my opinion, still the best team in the league. Whoa.
And
wow.
Whoa. And going to have to be some booking shown here as Culbertson goes down. He and Dolly engage, and harsh words being exchanged. And now it's up to Eric Tattersall to sort this all out.
A lot of contact in there as you see Culbertson grabbing his face, although it looked like there was contact to the back of his head.
Well, Culbertson starts it. He's holding the front of his face, but there was no contact to the front of his face.
Yeah,
that I can see.
Yeah, I don't see it either. He's definitely trying to get Eric Tattersall to make a decision here. Don't see any blood.
And so now conversations being had here with Walter Heatherly and Matthew Rodman. Eric Tattersall is the man in the middle.
Wouldn't be surprised to see 2 yellow cards given here. One to Rashawn Dolly and one to Kyle Culbertson. See, there's 1 and there's 2. I think that was handled well by Eric Tattersall. He had to give a couple cautions out in that play. Both players maybe a little bit out of line.
Culbertson playing not only at the USL level with St. Louis, but before that in the North American Soccer League with Puerto Rico. And collegiately part of good programs at both Ohio State and Akron. And Mark Birch in conversation with Eric Tattersall. And Rashawn Dolly is going to be subbed out, and Elliot Collier will see the pitch for the first time this afternoon. Elliot Collier is in, and Dolly is out.
I think that's a good decision from Tim Mulqueen to bring Dolly off on a yellow card now. No sense in him. He might be a little bit worked up. No sense in him receiving another yellow card and 901 FC going down to 10 men. Dolly did well to get himself in good positions in this game, Pete, but you know, really struggled to find the back of the net, right? He had chances to hit the ball and elected to pass. You know, hopefully, you know, in the weeks coming up, he can find that confidence and be a little bit selfish, you know, have that striker's mentality and hit the ball. But with Collier coming into this game, I think this is a perfect game for Collier to come into. It's wide open. Birmingham Legion, they're going to have to throw numbers forward, so there'll be a lot of open space for Collier.
So now a free kick here. Birch has converted a free kick already this year for a goal against Red Bulls 2. That's headed out, and it will be a corner kick for Memphis.
You can see what Mark Birch is trying to do there, just trying to whip the ball into that back post and create a lot of havoc and confusion in the box and potentially get a deflection that could maybe go into the goal, but eventually Eric Avila heads that ball out of bounds, and Cam Lindley will step up to take this corner kick.
The other thing about Elliot Collier, he had, coming into today's match, the only home goal for 901 in the 1-1 draw against Loudoun United.
I think if Collier, he'll get chances in this game. If he puts him on target, I think he has a great chance to be able to score in this game.
Lindley swings it in, loose. Culbertson not able to get there. Birch chips far post, trying to get it to Collier. Ball falls loose. Sharpie at his feet. Najim turning. Collier, that's blocked. And a corner kick to 901.
Great chance right there for Elliot Collier, 901 FC. Looked to use a little bit of finesse in there. Was trying to slot that ball home. Ended up being a really good tackle by the Birmingham Legion defender.
Elliot Collier, 6'3", and native of New Zealand on loan from the Chicago Fire. Past the hour mark here in the second half. That cleared by Birmingham momentarily. Birch trying to track it down for Memphis. And it goes out. And a Memphis throw.
Cam Lindley whipping in some really good balls from corner kicks on the far side of the pitch over there. Been really impressed to see just the level of a dead ball specialist that he's becoming.
Lindley appearing in just his 4th game for Memphis after being acquired on loan from Orlando City of MLS. We talk about Tim Mulqueen having to mold this roster into the on-field product, but Andrew Bell has been working overtime trying to find guys that will fit and work together, and they've put together a pretty good tandem, and hoping that sooner rather than later the results will follow.
Absolutely, you got to give all the credit in the world to the front office staff and Andrew and Tim and assistant coach Ben Pierman. I think they're starting to really find to really build a really good roster and find a good starting 11. I think you can see here. I think this has been probably the best lineup, I would say, that they put out this year. And with an expansion side, it takes, it could take 10 games, 15 games to really find a rhythm. Unfortunately, you don't have that opportunity to to be able to make the playoffs with that many games, of trying to figure things out. But, we're still relatively early, and they're playing well. If they can get a result in this game, and as we said, maybe a result in the next game, the season looks completely different.
Gaël Mabiala from Saint Etienne, France, has come on, and he replaces Edward Opoku. Mabiala appearing in his 4th match. Played last year in USL Division II. The Birmingham Hammers have now become Birmingham Legion at the USL Championship level. And a free kick here for Culbertson. As you can see, the rain continuing. It has been steadily coming down all afternoon. And that went off the head of Lindley, forcing Caldwell to come out and play.
Haven't called Jeff Caldwell's name too much in this game. Not to say that we won't. I feel like, he's going to be called upon at this game at some point. And when called upon, he's answered. He's done quite well.
Had the clean sheet against Bethlehem Steel in a 1-0 901 victory, their only victory of the season. There's 5 points on the season. They've had a couple of draws.
Excellent ball in there from Lindley. Him and Joachim Graf are on the same wavelength right now.
Graf. It's headed away. Avila. And that goes out for a Memphis throw.
Haven't called Tristan Hodges' name too much, but I think him and Mark Birch have formed a great partnership in the middle. 2 left-footed center backs in there. Tristan Hodges usually on that left-hand side playing left back, but he has center back experience, Pete, and I think he's done a great job in forming that partnership with Mark Birch.
Muhammad on the throw-in for Memphis. Memphis throw in the 67th minute. We should have some fairly healthy stoppage time because of the long conversation about the 2 yellow cards that were issued earlier. Both teams have made 2 substitutions. Graf can't link with Muckett.
Giveaway here.
Yep. Collier on the pickup, trying to get some shape, but the ball too heavy a touch. Not able to link up with Graf.
You can see what Collier was trying to do there. Was trying to slip in a nice left-footed ball to Joachim Graf on there. Didn't quite execute, but once again, Birmingham Legion giving the ball up in a bad position.
Kasim. Culbertson crosses, punched out, and then cleared. And Memphis dodging a major Birmingham challenge.
Yeah, smart punch out there from Jeff Caldwell. Was fortunate that it landed right at Ewan Grandison's feet. Diving save right there to parry it out. Smart clearance from Ewan Grandison not to try to take that ball out. Or, sorry, excuse me, try to take that ball down and play. Better to just clear that ball out and live to fight another day.
Deep throw in. Headed, and then cleared out again by Grandison. Second important clearance by Grandison in short order. Tyler Turner on the move, but he's dispossessed. Collier with the ball and offside.
Oh, wow. A little bit of confusion there.
Yeah.
Our assistant referee down here on this near hand side called Jochen Graf offside. Jochen Graf stopped his run, didn't touch the ball, and Elliot Collier kept running. The assistant referee kept running, but then play was called back. You can see Coach Mulqueen saying, you know, he called offside, but we kept playing. What's going on here?
Birch. Graf. The jersey tug there.
Yeah, it's a tough position for Jochen Graf right there. You saw, you know, he's on an island up there. That's not what you want at the end of this game. You still want Jochen Graf to have some support so he's not up there on an island battling 3 and 4 players on his own.
And Memphis, a little sloppy on the connection there.
Yeah, a little sloppy. Coach Mulqueen will want his team, you know, the job's not done yet. You know, we still got 20 minutes left in this game. You got to stay focused.
Well, as we have pointed out, Memphis's defense in past the 75-minute mark has been vulnerable, whether that's fatigue or just getting stretched.
Part of it could be fatigue, but I think another part of it too, Pete, is when you don't finish on the offensive end. You know, you give the other team opportunities to come score on your end. You know, if you can get a goal and then get another goal, it starts to kill a team spirit.
Johnson trying to distribute. Sharpie with a clearance. And it will be a throw for Birmingham deep in the Memphis defensive zone.
Yeah, Pete, if you let teams hang around and you don't finish your chances, you know, it'll make you susceptible at the end of the game of giving up soft goals.
Jeff Caldwell trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Nice move through the area, but Culbertson is there to backstop it. He sends it in, headed out. Najem wins the ball, but then won back. Here's Culbertson, taken down by Muckett. Lindley getting it back for Memphis. Collier trying to turn, his jersey being held. Elliot Collier. Collier with a run, crossing to Graf, but it comes to nothing.
Very strong run from Elliot Collier there, fighting off the challenge of Eric Avila, the sleight of frame. Eric Avila, strong run, places a really good ball into Jochen Graf's stride. Jochen Graf unfortunately can't put his foot on it for 901 FC.
Another giveaway by Birmingham, but possession will remain with the Legion.
See the replay here. Very strong run from the athletic Elliot Collier. Places a really good ball with his left foot. Unfortunately, Jochen Graf can't get his feet up under him to put that ball on target.
And Graf's had a couple of chances.
He's getting in good positions. I truly believe if 901 FC can keep getting him service, he's going to start putting these balls in the back of the net.
Graf played his college soccer at Bradley. Big goal scorer for that program. Culbertson sends it far post, dangerous, and punched out by Caldwell.
Very good punch by Jeff Caldwell to get that strong right hand on it. No sense in trying to bring that ball down. There's a lot of traffic in there. Good to punch that ball out, parry it out wide.
Former 19th overall selection by New York City, on loan from that side. He's conceded 10 in his 8 appearances.
Tricky move in there from Daniel Johnson.
Ball got through.
Good patience from 901 FC.
Oh, nice takeaway here. Collier with a theft. Graf down the touchline. Well defended and now dispossessed by the corner flag. And Graf issued a foul.
Good patience on the defensive end from 901 FC.
And Memphis will make its final substitution. Morgan Hackworth will come in, his 8th match appearance of the season, replacing Jochen Graf.
Excellent work in there from Jochen Graf. As you can see, a little bit upset in there. But I think a very good starting debut for Jochen Graf. Making his first appearance in the starting 11 for 901 FC. Excuse me, a second. You can see he's still probably a little bit winded. Still getting his sea legs under him. Hasn't seen a lot of action in recent, the past however so much, 12 to 18 months. But overall, really good performance as he shows love to Bluff City Mafia and high fives Morgan Hackworth.
But Graf clearly upset that he didn't put a couple of those chances in the back of the net. Ben Pierman, assistant coach for 901 FC, congratulating him on a very, very good 74 minutes of soccer.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be upset, as any good striker should be, after not scoring a goal. But overall, I thought he contributed a lot to this 901 FC attack.
Johnson playing it wide.
With that substitution as well, it looks like Elliot Collier will slide up as the lone striker up top for 901 FC.
Hackworth had started 5 matches earlier this year, off a reunion with his dad, John Hackworth, the head coach of Louisville City Soccer Club. And again, one of the questions on the table at the moment: can this Memphis expansion side learn how to close? Sent in, headed out by Hodge, kept by Birmingham. This is Johnson looking to turn, double marked, dispossessed. Good work by Birch.
Great ball from Mark Birch.
And this ball into space. Muckett can't get there. Haribo did, but Haribo conceding a throw to Memphis as we're now inside past 75 minutes. And this is where the Memphis defense has proven vulnerable, at least in terms of the number of goals they've given up.
Yeah, the stats will show that, Pete, but I really think, if you sit back, the last 15, 20 minutes of any game and just absorb pressure without getting anything offensively, you're going to need the best defense in the entire world, to keep teams out.
Muckett, nifty move. Muckett trying to cross it, but it's blocked out. That should be a corner for Memphis. Well, in essence, Memphis's offense has to protect its defense.
Exactly, and I think they're doing a really good job of that right now. They're still putting numbers forward. They want to get that second goal to kill off this game. And last but not least, you create the chances, you put numbers forward, but then you got to have the player to put the ball in the back of the net.
That's the man who put the ball in the back of the net earlier in the 40th minute, Cameron Lindley. Trevor Spangenberg in goal. And that's cleared out by Avila. Good job keeping this in play by Lindley.
Excellent control from Cam Lindley.
Oh, ball deep in the box. Muckett couldn't get anything on it as he tried to turn.
Another fantastic ball from Cam Lindley as he absorbs that ball off of his head. Plays a lovely ball into Dwayne Muckett's feet right at the top of the 6-yard box. Great play by the Birmingham Legion defender to keep that out of the back of the net.
Muckett crosses, but then sent out by Turner. Another Memphis corner kick.
Much better play from 901 FC. They're getting the chances. As long as if you I think Spangenberg has shown if you hit the ball, you put it on target, he's susceptible to allowing some goals to go in the back of his net.
Birch will take the corner for head coach Tim Mulqueen. Far post, headed down, but not in. Waved off by Eric Tattersall.
Yeah, that actually did go in the back of the net. Tristan Hodge was a great defender, but it looked like he might have used the Birmingham Legion defender as a springboard, pushed off of his back to gain a little bit of leverage. Great ball, in-swinging ball from Mark Birch to that back post to Tristan Hodge. Our center official, Eric Tattersall, didn't quite agree with the move by Tristan Hodge in the end.
Najem sends it into space, where it will be handled by Spangenberg. This Memphis 901 side has been so appreciative of the tremendous fan support coming into today's match. An average of 7,500 fans per game here at AutoZone Park. They've not been treated to a 901 victory. They're hoping that that will change this afternoon. The only win for Memphis this year, a 1-0 decision at Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, Pete, these fans in Memphis, led by the Bluff City Mafia, have really been fantastic supporting this team. I know Tim Mulqueen and his team would be pleased with what they've been able to give the home fans, but I think with a win today, that could be a great a start to a great relationship in terms of winning and getting that community excitement and involvement in this team, because you know what, everybody loves winners.
Pretty good crowd on hand. You can see, if you look in the shadows there by the concourse, a lot of fans taking cover. Few hardy souls in the exposed seating area.
I think a second goal might bring a few of those fans out.
Yeah, they like what they've seen so far. Culbertson.
Good block there from Wes Sharpie.
So now Memphis needing to dodge a corner kick from Birmingham. Rain coming down harder now.
Yeah, you can see Tristan Hodge definitely put two hands in the back of Kyle Culbertson there to gain a little leverage. Good call there from referee Eric Tattersall. What a ball in there from Cam Lindley to put Dwayne Muckett in position. Ended up being another good block from Tyler Turner.
Memphis successful in its defense off the set piece. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining for Jeff Caldwell and 901 FC. Pace of the rain has picked up.
Yeah, this will be the time to if you're 901 FC, to really stay focused. The rain is coming down a little harder. Last 10 minutes, your jersey's heavy. You're a little tired. Mark Birch and Jeff Caldwell will lead their team from the back line.
Memphis has made its 3 substitutions. Birmingham has 1 remaining. Avila dispossessed. Collier with a takeaway. Lindley distributing. Hackworth on the give back, and that's intercepted.
Decent idea in there from Morgan Hackworth to try to cut that ball across.
Lindley, he hit from distance before. Now on the give back, Lindley chipping, and just behind Hackworth, and not able to get anything accomplished.
Good combination in there from Adam Najim and Cam Lindley to try to spark this 901 FC attack. You hate to see that chance wasted. A little bit of a mistouch from Morgan Hackworth in there, but still good to see 901 FC driving forward, pushing for that second ball to try to kill this game off.
Memphis with a 14-7 shots advantage. Again, Cameron Lindley, the only goal coming in the 40th minute on a blast from distance. Into the 83rd minute we play at AutoZone Park.
See Morgan Hackworth continue to work his socks off in there. He's got fresher legs. I'm sure Tim Mulqueen told him to get in there and work as hard as he can for his team.
Birch not able to win with that tackle.
Last thing you need here, Pete, is you have chance after chance, and then you have the dangerous man Chandler Hoffman for Birmingham Legion. He only needs one touch, and he can finish. And I've seen him pop up and score goals in the 93rd, 94th, 95th minute of game. So, the last thing you need is to have another heartbreak finish in what would feel like a loss in this game if it was a draw.
That's settled. The shot blocked by Birch. Collier winning another ball, trying to go down the touchline, but dispossessed.
Yeah, good work in there from Elliot Collier, but you can see, it's just him versus 2, 3, and 4 players. It's going to be hard if he's up there on an island to get anything accomplished.
Johnson got a run from distance,
Wow.
and it's a goal. The equalizer, Daniel Johnson from distance.
What an incredible strike from Daniel Johnson. Basically in the same position as Cam Lindley was in, except chooses to go to the other side of the net, into that top right-hand corner of the goal. Whips the ball straight past Jeff Caldwell into the top corner. As you can see, ball bounces up a little inside of the foot, plus a little bit of power at the same time. Whips that ball into the back of the net. Jeff Caldwell didn't have a chance on that. Brilliant strike from Daniel Johnson. You see you have a good angle here. Wow, the ball knuckles it straight to that top corner.
Upper 90 for Daniel Johnson, first goal of the season. Previous 2 years with the Chicago Fire.
So Pete, once again, there you have it. It's a sad story told over and over again of 901 FC dominating games, getting chance after chance after chance, and then getting that dagger to the back once again of a brilliant goal by Daniel Johnson late in this game.
That North Carolina match, Memphis had an opportunity but gave up a penalty on a handball, and that ended in a 1-1 draw.
Now you got to be careful right here not to concede another one.
Exactly. To the top of the area, Lindley, Collier trying to elude a double mark. Now sends it out wide. Najem, foot race.
What a move by Adam
able
Najem.
to keep it in play. Najem crossing,
What a play.
and it's in.
Wow.
Bucket. The go-ahead goal set up by Najem on a brilliant move.
What a fantastic move from Adam Najem. Sliding. Sticking that leg out to keep the ball in. Might have nutmegged the defender as well. You see the replay. Sliding, keeping the ball with his left foot. Quick another touch. Straight past Tyler Turner. Putting the team on his back. Sliding it across the 6-yard box. Easy tap in for Dwayne Muckett. Easiest goal he'll score, maybe of his career. All the work was done for him by Adam Najem, beating defender after defender. And we finally have a 2-goal game performance for 901 FC at AutoZone Park.
So Memphis, that had been 0-3-1 at home with only 1 goal in the account, get 2. And that goal from Dwayne Muckett is brought to you by Chick-fil-A Mid-South. Will it be a match winner?
Excellent work in there from Adam Najem to beat 3 Birmingham Legion defenders. Dwayne Muckett did well to get in position. Easiest goal he'll score all season.
And because Memphis 901 FC has scored twice, you can score with Papa John's. Use the code SCORE2WICE to receive half off your next order from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. But the issue is not yet settled, and now a Legion player down. That's Daniel Johnson, the goal scorer. in the 84th minute. Kobayashi credited with an assist. Johnson, an interesting story, was born in Duluth, Georgia, but moved to London at the age of 13 to train with the West Ham United Academy.
Yeah, Daniel Johnson, very, 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 very talented player. As you can see, sleight of frame as this ball's whipped in.
Kept in, top of the area, save by Caldwell.
Great save from Jeff Caldwell. Also did brilliantly not to parry that ball too far out wide and let Chandler Hoffman or Daniel Johnson catch that rebound. Did well to keep that ball close to him and was able to corral that ball.
From Muckett, his first goal, so he opens his account with 901 FC.
Yeah, Dwayne Muckett did great to get in position after that beautiful run by Adam Najim to set him up to make this game a 2-1 game for 901 FC.
Again, should be fairly substantial stoppage time. We've had bookings and a few injuries here in the second half. Johnson.
Strong challenge there from Ewan Grandison. Wins the tackle and also completes the pass to keep possession for 901 FC.
Ball played ahead for Collier, but not able to get there, although it does come loose. Collier not giving up on the play.
Cheeky defending there from Zach Haravo to just pop that ball over Elliot Collier's foot. Calm things down for Birmingham Legion.
Culbertson playing it forward. And playing it out off a Memphis foot. I think Tim Mulqueen's just been told 5 minutes of stoppage time. He's not happy, but JJ, just given the bookings and the injuries, I'm not terribly surprised if that is indeed the final decision. Dangerous ball here. Good defensive work by Muhammad. The Muckett can't win that ball for 901.
Yeah, good defensive play there. Yeah, comical scene there with Tim Mulqueen. I don't think, if it was up to him, I'm sure he would prefer 0 minutes if he could in stoppage time.
Culbertson looking for a crossing opportunity. There, the 5's been posted. And a whistle by Eric Tattersall.
Looks like a penalty has been awarded. And I have a good idea who will probably be taking this penalty. Wow, outside of the box. Definitely a foul, but clearly, very clearly outside of the box as Wesley Sharpie fouls Kyle Culbertson. Eric Tattersall not in a great position to make that call.
And that is a very, very dodgy decision by Eric Tattersall if this is indeed a penalty.
Clearly outside of the box. There's no, his assistant referee is at midfield. Don't know if he can see from his position. Missed call there from Eric Tattersall. We'll see if Jeff Caldwell can step up. It's going to be very tough. I've seen Chandler Hoffman time and time again score these penalties. He's got that striker's ego. He's got that striker's mentality with his left foot. We'll see if Jeff Caldwell can step up big here.
Hoffman with a penalty in stoppage time for the equalizer. And he equalizes.
And that's what he does, Pete. Doesn't need to touch the ball all game, but can touch it once or twice and put it in the back of the net.
And Birmingham Legion, the beneficiary of a very, very dodgy decision by the referee.
Tell that to Chandler Hoffman, right? It's easy money for him.
What a roller coaster of emotion here in Memphis.
Very unlucky for 901 FC.
And again, to reference that North Carolina match, that's the second time Memphis has surrendered an equalizer here. Najim with a cross, settled, and that is ricocheted out of play. So a Memphis corner now. But referencing that North Carolina match, again, Memphis conceding an equalizer off a penalty.
Exactly. And this one was very unfortunate. It was unfair for that penalty to be awarded. But at the same time, you got to finish your chances.
Birch, far post. Loose in front. Shot from distance. Blocked. Cleared. Lindley calling for it. Sharpie taken down.
Ooh.
Birch with a sliding tackle. And a yellow card coming out.
Very strong challenge from Mark Birch there. Professional foul, not wanting to allow Birmingham Legion to get in on the counter. Maybe a little fortunate to escape with just a yellow card in this play. Right in front of the Birmingham Legion bench. This game really opening up now.
I would say so. Johnson in the 84th minute for Birmingham, Muckett in the 86th for Memphis, and then Hoffman from the spot 2 minutes into stoppage time. Headed out by Collier. Hackworth heads it on, but Birmingham in possession. And that 5 minutes of stoppage time is going to be a little bit longer, I would suspect.
Yeah, Tim Mulqueen now will be asking for a little bit more stoppage time.
Johnson weaving his way through.
You can see Daniel Johnson trying to put the team on his back.
Spangenberg back to play for Birmingham.
Yeah, really tough ending so far for 901 FC. If it does finish in this fashion, you can see Spangenberg taking all the time in the world. He'll be pleased with this point on the road if it holds this way. But once again, you scored 2 goals in this game, Pete, but at the same time, you probably could have scored 5, right? And that's what the best teams do. They finish their chances. They finish most of their chances. So you get 2 goals in this game, which is fantastic. That's great. But there were, once again, a few opportunities missed.
And there is the final whistle. More heartbreak for 901 FC. The home supporters most displeased with the way this one ended.
Tough finish to this game as you see Tim Mulqueen trying to get off the field as quick as possible. Some chances missed for 901 FC, but once again, Tim Mulqueen has to feel like his team was hard done by that penalty given.
2-2, a full-time draw. The 3rd draw Memphis has earned this season. We're back with a final word from AutoZone Park in a moment. Oh, tough afternoon for the home side, a whipsaw of emotions. Memphis 901 getting the early lead from that man, Cameron Lindley, in the 40th minute. He is our Bluff City Soap man of the match. He got Memphis on the board in the first half, the 40th minute, with an absolute blast. Spangenberg got a mid on it, but way too much pace. It finds the back of the net. And so he is our Soap City man of the match in just his 4th appearance for 901 FC. Johnson, you see there, with a similar goal from distance to get the equalizer. And then in the final 10 minutes or so of this one, Dwayne Muckett giving 901 FC a very short-lived 2-1 lead and a very questionable penalty that, in fact, it was the first penalty Birmingham has earned all season long, and Hoffman put it away, where we ended on level terms at 2-2. Some final numbers from this one, and Memphis really had the better of this, although the possession numbers don't reflect it, but much better in terms of getting shots away. These stats presented by Memphis Area Rideshare. But when you have that amount of possession, that number of shots, you'd like to see more than 2 on the board.
Absolutely. 901 FC deserved to win this game, Pete. I thought they played great. They had a good game plan. But at the end of the day, if you don't, they scored 2 goals on today, but they had 6 or 7 clear chances to score. So if you don't finish your chances, at this level of competition, you're going to be punished in the end. And
for the second time this season, Memphis conceding an equalizing goal off a penalty late in the game. And so a 2-2 draw for Memphis. As they go on the road, they will be at Hartford Athletic, and Hartford playing their home opener tonight, trying to get their first points of the season. But for Tim Mulqueen and 901 FC, when you look at what Jochen Graf can do and what Cameron Lindley did do today, you definitely see an uptick for this side.
Absolutely. I thought, at the beginning we said, Jochen Graf needs service, and Adam Najim, Cam Lindley, and Jochen Graf all need to form that partnership and really get on the same wavelength. And I thought they did a really good job with it tonight. Unfortunately, there were some chances that were squandered, which ended up with this draw today. But I thought, we're seeing the beginning of a good partnership forming.
Yeah. Memphis had not had a goal in open play since March 29th. When Adam Najim found the back of the net. Well, they got goals today. They got 2. Needed 1 more. A 2-2 draw is how we end full-time here at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC, Birmingham Legion FC 2. For J.J. Greer and the rest of our crew here in rainy downtown Memphis, I'm Pete Pranica. Thanks so much for watching Memphis 901 FC Soccer.
Telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.